Hey, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. Little quick snow removal. I said we got about 8 inches of snow. I think it's more like 10 to 12 inches. Some places where the wind was blowing, it's pretty thick. It's kind of hard to see because everything is so white. So I'll just push some of the snow out of the way, fast forward through a lot of this, and get back into the shop. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. So back in the shop, I'm getting my drawer rollers in place. I turned it up on edge so I don't have to hold anything. Now these rollers, as you open them and then push the drawer shut, they're soft closed rollers. So just getting everything set up, I want it to be nice and flush when everything's done. So I'm holding them back about 1/16 of an inch, just a little bit, marking that square back. Good thing I made that 16 inches, my framing square fits in there perfect. So I just mark the tops, holding everything nice and tight, and then moving on to the next one. And repeat this process 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So get everything laid out and then screwed in. Okay, here we go. Last pack of rollers. Get these screwed into place where I want them. Now they give you some little tiny screws for these rollers, and these drawers are going to be some pretty good size drawers. So I went with a little bit bigger screw that I have in the shop. It's about a 1-inch screw. I didn't like the, I'm guessing they were maybe like 1/4-inch screws. So I'm using these just a little bit bigger, same size head, so it shouldn't be in the way at all of the drawer motion. So just go ahead and put a couple of these in, finish this up, then stand it up and start on the drawer size. Making sure everything's right in place where I want it. It's hard to get the camera in there with me and the drill. Maybe I'll stand this up and do a quick cleanup in this shop. It's pretty dirty. You guys have all seen my shop. You know how it is here. So that rolls real nice. Last one. Open them up a little bit to expose the screw hole. Put it right on my line. Sorry about the bad camera angle there. Okay, let's finish this up. .26¾ hopefully these are all the same. I'd like to make them all the same so I can just cut. Okay, very, very close. Just the thickness of the 16th black mark is all the difference in there. And look at that, that could even been that.
So I'm going to go ahead and gather up my wood drawer material, and I'm going to make that out of oak, not oak plywood. I'm going to make them out of real oak, and then I'll make the bottoms out of I'll see what I have. Maybe I don't have to buy anything. Sometimes you just use, 1/4-inch plywood. You don't want the drawer to weigh 50 pounds. So we'll see what I have laying around. Okay, so what I did have laying around are a couple boards of rough cut oak that I'm going to plane down for the sides of the drawers. Then I'll also make the fronts out of these, as well as the trim boards on the face, and I'm going to picture frame the side. So maybe I can get it all out of these too. I have a couple more downstairs, but I think this ought to be enough. So I'll get some of this cut to length, and maybe do some planing on them. So my drawers are basically going to be 16 inches deep. So I'll just cut them a little bit big, maybe like 16.5 inches. Just a little wiggle room, just to square all the edges up. Come over here. I need a bigger shop. Okay. I'll even make this one like 17. Time I square this up. Get all this situated here. Let's go ahead and plane these all down. Now this one, we'll just cut it somewhere in there. That'll be the thickness of the drawer. Down here I might add a little to them. That's not a bad height. So whenever this was new, it would cut through rough cut oak really fast. And now I really have to force them through there. There's a row of cutters in here that need rotated every once in a while. And I don't know, you can do it 4 times before you got to get new ones. And I don't know if I have another rotation left on it. Okay, with it unplugged, you can feel this is the cutting edge right here, and that's pretty dull. This is on would probably cut me. It's so sharp. So I'm going to loosen these, give these a 1/4 turn, and I'll have a nice sharp edge again. There's only about 400 there to do. So these are all numbered 1, 2, 3. And then BT. Wonder what BT stands for. We'll have to Google that. Why don't you send that in your replies? What does BT mean? So you can loosen, give a turn, retighten. Just one way to keep track of it. So one should be in the upper corner now.
So that wasn't working. As I was loosening and doing a rotation, there was too much buildup on the bottom side of the tooth, and when I would retighten, it was breaking the cutter edge. So I had to go to my impact, take them all the way out, wire brush them clean, and replace. I had to buy about 20 new ones. Not a big financial deal, but it just took me a long time to get all of those off, run to the saw sales machinery store, pick up some new ones, get home, and reassemble. I was late for dinner that night, so I'll just fast forward through all this, got it back together, and it started cutting great.
Started assembling the drawers together. I got everything cut. I originally was not going to put a baseboard on the step. I was going to do that with the finished drawer front. And then last night I'm down at the house eating dinner thinking about these drawers and how am I going to keep them straight while I mount them in there, as well as attaching it together real nice and strong. This is how I made every other drawer in the projects that I've done, so it works. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I was trying to save on plywood just because it's so expensive, but I'm going to go ahead and just put another piece of 3/4 right here in the front, and then now my finished drawer face will go to that. So these are ready to go. Everything's slotted. Got my rabbets cut. I don't glue the bottom, I just glue the sides. And now that we're coming in on the finished product, I just use a little bit of glue and keep it real nice and clean, nice and neat. Putting it right in that base, right in there. You can even spread it around a little bit. Get a nice even coat over that whole face. But I don't want to see glue running down here, because then I'll have to sand it off, and I think no matter what you'll see it in the stain when you go to finish these drawers. So just 2 staples. Our plywood's loose in there, so these drawers can be out of square ever so slightly. So we just want to watch that. Okay, and then this side, and once you have everything cut and ready to go, that is how easy they go together. These are all set up. Okay, so I have one more to put together. What a nice looking drawer though, huh? Here, you can hear how that's loose in there. It'll move if it needs to, but it won't come out of that track. All right, let these dry a little bit and go clear some snow. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. I got one drawer in. They're soft close hinges. Just a nice, easy roll, and it accepts it. Pretty good for a concrete guy. So I'll go ahead and get the next 5 fitted in there. My top. That's a pretty heavy duty drawer. I might go ahead and put one strip across the bottom. It feels pretty strong though. I mean, you're not standing there, you're just putting sweatshirts and sweaters in there. All right, let's get the rest of them in. Okay, all the drawers are in place. Now I'm just working on the finish look of the drawer. So I put a 4-inch top and bottom, and then I did a 3-inch vertical. Just standing back looking at it. I think if I do that on these 4, I'm debating, do I make these smaller ones solid, or do I do a smaller style, rail and style around it? I sent that picture to my wife. She likes it. I'm undecided on the top drawer though. So I gotta think about that a little bit. Sort of changed my plan whenever I put these in, but I like this. I'm still missing something there. I think I could do something else. Gonna table that for a minute. So I ran them through at the same thickness that I planed the wood when I first made it before I assembled. And then I just turned it a 1/4 of a turn, just a little bit, using it like a sander, not a planer, because this is cross grain here. Here came out real nice going with the grain, but this is just a little bit rough. So that's why I just wanted to touch the surface and clean this seam up. That's all I wanted to do. Turned out pretty nice. Down here on this one, it knocked the edge off a little bit, which I'll take care of with a sander. You can see how nice that edge came out. Nice and smooth to the touch. Nice and even now. I put a biscuit in here and clamped overnight. I'll get the rest of them done.